Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Yang and Yin Yoga. We're streaming live from Karma Yoga and Fitness. So today I'm here by myself. So if you are participating and you want to go ahead and make a comment or maybe just press the heart or the thumbs up, I'll be able to see it. So for today's practice, you're going to want to have either 2 yoga blocks or maybe 2 of your most favorite what kind it is. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. Just grab a beach towel or a blanket, 2 books or yoga blocks, and a strap to get you started. So as we come into the practice today, we're going to go ahead and utilize those books or blocks. So keep them close by your side as you come seated on your mat this afternoon. Maybe you're taking this as your lunch break today. Maybe you have some little people practicing with you. If you do, that's great. Family yoga is what it's all about. So let's all play together. So coming into that comfortable seated position on your mat, go ahead and drop in. Hands might come down onto your knees, or maybe your hands rest in your lap today. Sometimes it feels so nice just to ground your hands in your lap, pressing one thumb against the other, cupping your hands. As your eyes start to close, go inward. Just starting to notice the rise and fall of your own breathing. Now the best part about yoga, especially when you're doing it at home, is you don't have to be anything other than what you are right now. So you can be in your pajamas, you can be out on your back porch, you can just be yourself. No makeup, bedhead, whatever it is, you're here on your mat, and that is the only thing that matters. So as you find that grounded space within you, let's take 5 silent breaths, just acknowledging the breath. After that 5th breath, let's change it. Inhaling into the belly, the ribs, all the way up into the collarbones or the heart. Exhaling from the heart, all the way down through the ribs, down into the belly. We'll do it again. Inhaling from low to high. Exhaling from high to low for your 3-part breath. Inhaling from low to high. Exhaling from high to low. Twice again. Feel your belly inflate, rib cage expands, heart lift. Exhale, relax your shoulders, your ribs, your belly. Now start breathing in through your nose and out through your nose if you are not already. Noticing that that breath comes and goes. And you'll find you have your own rhythm to it, just like waves on the ocean. And it just rises and falls. Your breath is the same. And then pressing your tongue against the roof of your mouth, just behind your 2 front teeth. If it serves you today, start your Ujjayi breathing. It goes in through the nose and out through the nose. But it's almost got that feeling of fogging up a window pane with your mouth closed. There's a little in the back. On on the inhale and on the exhale, feeling that little maybe you do it with your mouth open a few times, and then you start to close your mouth and find that Ujjayi breathing. I'll be offering a couple of readings today from Go In and In. Arriving back from the fields of battle, bruised and boulder, we are beholden to no one now. Losing or winning, the reasons for the war fade quickly in the memory. We've forgotten that these suits of armor are not our second skins. Smiling, we set aside the shields and swords, remove the face masks, begin to peel away the layers of weight and protection. When finally we cast our armor to the ground, it feels as if our bodies grow and straighten, swell and lengthen upward toward the sun. We run light and unencumbered and stretch the stiffness from our joints. Rolling on the grass, we laugh as awkward limbs remember freedom. When at last we return to where we started, without a second glance, we know that we've outgrown those suits of armor. We won't fit inside those too tight shells again. Why would we even try? Slowly opening your eyes, keep that Ujjayi breathing. And when you're ready, switching your legs, coming all the way down onto your back, maybe hooking those hamstrings and keeping your yoga blocks or your two big books by your side. We'll roll all the way onto our back. Press the bottoms of the feet into the mat, lifting your hips and placing either your books or your yoga blocks underneath your hips. For a little extra strength today, I just wanted you to know that one of my books is the Arnold Schwarzenegger Total Recall biography. Just adding a little strength to my practice today. Hopefully you're picking some titles that will you in your practice. So as you settle your weight onto those yoga blocks or books, make sure it's resting under your sacrum. That's the fused part of your vertebra. So it's not your lower back, it's a little lower. Resting your arms down by your sides, peel your heart open. Take off that suit of armor. I know it's hard right now, but take that suit of armor off for a moment. Let the shoulders roll back, let the back of the neck be nice and long. Feel as you take those Ujjayi breaths, your low belly rise and fall. Press your palms down by your sides. And in your time, lift your right foot and cross your right ankle over your left knee. Maybe you walk that left foot to the center line for a figure 4 stretch, supported on your bricks or your books. Maybe you stay, or perhaps you lift that left foot off of the floor. Rolling the shoulders back once again, creating that broad space across the collarbones. Finding your breath. You could reach through the window that appears, but if you'd like it a little more yang today, keep your hands off that left leg, or maybe extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. Breathing into the space, drawing the low belly in, practicing a little Uddiyana Bandha, little zipper of that low belly like you were zipping up a tight pair of jeans. And then slowly rebend that left knee, step the left foot down to the earth, step the right foot down to the earth, and switch. Right foot, left knee draws into the midline, and then cross the left ankle over the right knee, opening that left knee out to the side. Again, engage that low belly just a little bit, making sure you're still comfortable on your blocks. Rolling the heart open, back of the neck nice and long here. Perhaps as you exhale, you'd like to draw that right foot up off of the floor just for a little deeper, spicier stretch in that left hip. Of course, it's your body, so if you want to reach through, hold it in, or maybe extend that right leg all the way up. You could flex both feet if you'd like, maybe really experiencing how much of that external rotation can happen through that left thigh here. Collarbones stay broad, breath nice and full. And as you exhale, slowly re-bend that right knee, step the right foot down to the mat, step the left foot down to the mat. Press into the bottoms of the feet, lift the hips, moving your yoga blocks or your books out of the way, and pausing for a moment in that unsupported version of your hip bridge. Walking the shoulder blades in towards one another, feeling the feet firm on the mat. Maybe you decide to interlace your fingers and walk the arms more to the midline, maybe linking the hands together, or maybe the hands aren't even touching one another. They're just reaching out, walking those shoulder blades together, letting the shoulder blades kiss. Low belly works in and up. We'll find 5 more breaths right here. Utilize those strong legs, and then slowly rolling down one vertebra at a time. I hope you held it for that 5 breaths. Let the knees wiggle from side to side, breaking up any tension that might be in the lower back. When you're ready, roll onto your favorite side. Lie for a moment at modified fetal position. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep inhale, long exhale. And then place the supportive hand down on the earth and come to your tabletop. As you come to tabletop position, inhale, flare your tailbone back, drop your belly down, send your eye gaze to neutral. Exhale, tuck and roll through the spine, really hollowing up into that cat stretch, chin comes down last. Inhale to take it back to that neutral position. Walk the hands forward on the earth, maybe forehead resting on the block as you come to puppy pose. Breathing here for 3. Low belly works in. Slowly working the hands back under the shoulders, rising back up, keeping that feeling of openness in the backs of the shoulders. Inhale, flaring the tailbone back, drop the belly down, send that eye gaze to neutral. Exhale, tuck through the tailbone, rounding up and tucking the chin in very last. Inhale to come to neutral, centering up with your right hand. Inhale, take that left arm up. Exhale, pretend to dive the left arm under the right. Change your mind, come back up again, left arm reaches. Exhale, pretend to dive it under the right arm. One more time, inhale. Exhale, left hand comes back to the earth. Right arm reaches straight out. Inhale to take it up. Exhale, pretend to dive it under. Remember, you don't have to look at that right hand. Inhale it up. Exhale, pretend to dive it under. Inhale, take it up. Low belly zippered. Exhale, pretend to dive it under. One more time. Inhale to that full expansion. Exhale, right hand comes back down to the earth. Walk your palms forward, finding that puppy pose for 3 breaths. Lower belly supports the low back here as you work back out. Walking back to tabletop position. Curl those fingers on the mat, tuck your toes under, and lift the knees. Now maybe you press your hips back towards your heels just a little bit. Maybe you keep it in that hovering table pose. I'll leave it up to you. Slowly release the knees down to the earth from wherever you've been. Walk your hands back in towards your thighs, rising up to your full height, hips away from the heels. Rocking your hands back to that back of the pelvis. Roll the shoulder blades back in together once again. Squeeze the elbows towards one another. Heart lifts as you look across the ceiling, or maybe the sky, and down the back wall. Little mini camel pose. Just press the thighs forward. Chin comes back parallel to the floor. Coming back up. Inhale the arms up and overhead. We'll take a little flow. Exhale your hands down through heart center and walk them forward on the earth. Lowering knees, chest, and chin, scooping into your baby cobra. Release the tops of your feet. Exhale your forehead back down. Tuck your toes, make your way back up into that camel pose. Maybe the arms lift and reach this time, coming back. Maybe the hands stay on the back of the pelvis. Chin comes back and up, arms reach from wherever they've been. Hands drop down to heart center, walk them forward. Lowering knees, chest, and chin, scoop into that striking cobra. Roll the collarbones open. Exhale, forward, forehead comes down, tuck your toes. Back through a baby child's pose, all the way back up into that camel. Maybe inhale, reaching the arms, taking that tip back. Maybe your hands come to the back of your pelvis. Chin comes back up as the thighs pull you forward, arms reach. Exhale, palms come down through heart center, walk them out on the earth. Lowering knees, chest and chin, scooping, starting to warm the body into that baby cobra. Exhale, forehead down, and coming back through child's pose-ish. Walking the hands back in one more time, finding that camel expression. And rising back, hands from the lower back, everything comes to heart center, pressing palms, walking the hands forward, lowering chest and chin, scooping onto the floor into that baby cobra pose. Hopefully the back body's starting to feel warm as you tuck the toes. Make your way back to downward facing dog, your pace. Curl the fingers, pedal the feet out, shake your head out, let it go, maybe stick your tongue out of your mouth. Be yourself here. Look forward towards your wrist and step your right foot between your hands. Lower your left knee and bring that beach towel into play if you'd like, or that yoga blanket. Rising into your Anjaneyasana. Remember, hands can press at heart center, or arms might reach up and overhead. If you're taking my little spicy variation, reach back with your right hand. Left arm pulls you all the way up. IVs might go to the horizon, or maybe it goes up to catch a glimpse of that left pinky finger. Coming back up and out, your left hand drops to block or floor. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee up. Right arm twists up, breathe. As you exhale, right hand comes to the outside of the right foot. Press that right leg up and back to three-legged dog. Open your right hip, kick the heel back to the opposing glute. Balance out your shoulders for a little scorpion. Lift the right knee a little. Maybe rise and fall on the left ankle. As you exhale, scoop the right knee up the midline. Step the right foot towards your hands. Step the left foot towards your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your palms and step just the right foot back. Leave the left foot forward. Lower the knee, untuck the toe. Inhale, rising Anjaneyasana. Now remember, you have some options here. Hands can stay pressing at heart center. They can reach up, or you can reach that left arm back for your right leg and reach the right arm up, taking that little tiny bit of a twist. Eyes to the horizon if that feels like you are up towards that right hand. Exhale the right hand down to the inside of the left foot. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee up, and take a twist. Exhale the left hand down to the outside of the left foot. Curl your fingers on the mat. Kick the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Open the left hip, point the toes, kick the heel back to the opposing glute for a little scorpion, three-legged dog. Maybe lift and lower on that right ankle, warming up the calf muscle. Rising to the ball of the foot and then down. As you exhale again, square the hips, pull the left knee up the center line. Step your left foot down, step your right foot in. Finding your forward fold, inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, clasping your opposite elbow overhead. Take a little sway. Inhale, find that little half lift, flat back. Exhale back to your full, plant your hands, stepping back into your plank position. Rock slightly forward on the balls of your feet, lower knees, chest and chin, or taking chaturanga. Switching to the tops of your feet. We'll lift our heart open into that upward facing dog, little collarbone expansion here. Exhale, roll or step back into downward facing dog. Pedal those feet, let it go. Take your left foot and step it between your hands or thereabouts. Lower the right knee. You can always adjust. Blanket or maybe beach towel underneath that right knee as you rise to Anjaneyasana. Option drop, taking that right hand back. Maybe taking it open this time, so we're twisting in a little different variation. We're taking it open to this right side. Feeling that inhale and the exhale. Exhaling, taking the left hand down to the inside of the left foot. The right hand to the inside of the right foot. Tuck the back toes under, lift that right knee up. You're in dragon pose. So a nice open mouth exhale will do just fine here. Big. Now pivot to the long edge of your mat. Inhale to take a little half lift. Exhale to find your forward fold. Maybe interlace the fingers on the back of the head. Maybe grab your books or your blocks and build yourself up, or walk to elbows. Walking those fingertips back to the mat. Inhale, take your half lift. Exhale, pivot around towards your right foot. This used to be the back of your mat, but don't think of it that way anymore. As you come into that Anjaneyasana shape, inhale to rise. You know your variations with the upper body. Palms can press at heart center, or this time you're taking your left hand back to your left leg, taking an open twist here. So maybe opening up through that left side, squaring back that right hip, you find that open expansion. Soften your jaw, wiggle it if you need to. And then bring the right hand to the inside of the right foot, the left hand down as well. Turn those right toes out, tuck the left toes under, lift that left knee up. Open mouth, exhale, maybe a little dragon growl here. Come on, you got a little more dragon growl in you than that. I do too. Hit it to the long edge of your mat. This time bend into your left knee and your right knee, or your right knee and your left knee, whichever your dominant side is. And we'll pause in the center. Inhale, take a little half lift. Your right hand goes to the center, your left hand goes to the center. Rock a little body weight forward and step your feet into the midline as well. Now coming up, we're going to lower the knees, so scoot back just a little bit into that hero's pose variation. Toes can stay tucked or untucked. Palms flip facing up. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears. Drop the chin to the chest. Roll the right ear over to the right shoulder and pause. Maybe you wrap that left arm behind your back and touch the inner right elbow. Roll the chin down to the chest. Bring that left hand back out, rolling left ear over to left shoulder. Maybe wrapping the right arm behind your back, tucking it into that left elbow. Pause. Gently rolling chin back down to chest, release the hands apart. Drop your hands in front of you. Lift your knees and hips. Step your feet nice and wide, or hop them out to the side and begin to bend into one knee and then the other. It doesn't really matter which one, which works out great. The next time you're closer to your left foot, however, pivot yourself around, coming into that runner's lunge on the left side. Step your right foot in to meet your left foot forward fold. Inhale, little half lift. Exhale, just to drop the belly down, and then bend your knees and sit back into chair pose, Utkatasana. Now, if you're like me, the low ribs want to poke out, so draw those low ribs in and sit a little deeper. Palms can press here at heart center. Take 2 more breaths. Maybe bringing that little pillow or the rolled towel between the inner thighs if there's any low back considerations. We'll make this a dynamic chair a few times. So really starting that yang. Yang is that heating practice. Yang is going to be that sun energy, that warmth. Take 4 more dynamic chairs. Remember, you can always raise the arms if you'd like a little more cardiovascular benefit. 3 more. 2 more. Last one, pausing in that chair pose. Pull the low ribs in. Draw your hands to heart center from wherever you've been and shift your body weight into your left foot and lift your right foot just a little. Now press all the way to standing on that left leg. Option to hook that strap around your right big toe, or grab it with your yogi peace finger, or just omit the grab and extend that right foot out in front of you. Make sure both thighs are internally rotated. Lift your heart. Maybe challenge yourself by lifting your hands. See if you can lift that right leg up just a little higher. You can do this. I know you can. Rock a little body weight forward into that left foot and lift it up. And then start to sweep it back. Open the arms behind you, coming into your warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Little bend in that left knee as you step it down into that crescent pose. Go slow. Arms might both reach overhead or hands pressing at heart center. Keep reaching up with that right arm if you'd like to take my little twist. Left hand drops back to that right thigh. Maybe find that eye gaze to drift up or stay on the horizon. 3 breaths. From wherever this left hand is bent, sweep it back up. As you exhale, open out into warrior two, facing the long edge of your mat. Your left leg is forward, your right leg is back, your arms expand out. Make a fist and punch in two opposite directions. Roll the shoulders back, inhaling your breathing in, exhaling your breathing out. Open up the fingers, but keep that pressure on the triceps. Deepen into that warrior two, hug that right hip in. Inhaling your breathing in, exhaling your breathing out. Inhale, straighten through the left leg, turn all 10 toes. Exhale, tip from your hip, forward fold. Inhale, little half lift. We're going back to that left foot. Pivoting back to where we came from, we're back in that runner's lunge. Send your eye gaze forward, your hands forward, and lift your right leg in the air. Exhale, pull the right knee into your belly. Inhale to release it long. Exhale, pull the right knee into your belly. Release it long. Option to bring your hands to the earth and take a couple Shakti kicks here. If you'd like to find that little hang time in your handstand, we'll take one more knee pump in. Now squeeze your knees together and start to rise back up as you sit into chair pose. Good work, my friends. Drop those hands to heart center from wherever you've been. Put all of your body weight into your right foot. Lift your left foot. See if you can really find that single leg squat first. And then press the floor away, rising up. Straightening through that right leg. Left leg extends. Now you could use your strap. You could hook your yogi peace finger around your big toe. Or you could start to extend it out with the help of neither. So you can see I'm leaning back just a little. Rock that body weight forward into the right foot. Lift up through that left foot a little. You've got this. Use that quad. Internally rotate both thighs. Zipper that low belly. Maybe arms reach up and overhead for a little added oomph. Lift through that left leg just a little higher. You've got this, my friends. Don't lean back. And then start to swing the hands back as you tip into warrior three. Send your eye gaze to something unmoving on the floor in front of you. One more big inhale. As you exhale, soften the right knee, stepping back into your high crescent pose. Option to leave the arms where they are, hands at heart center, or taking that right hand, drop it back to that left thigh as you take a little twist here. Now you should feel an expansion in the left side waist as that right hip rocks back. Squeeze the right glute. From wherever that right hand has been, bring it all the way back up. Exhale, open out, warrior two. Right foot is your forward leg this time. Left leg is back, arms reaching open. Make a fist with both hands. Punch in two opposite directions. Draw that left hip in and sink down. Find your energy here. Open the fingers out, breathe. Stay strong, but no armor here, my friends. Straighten through that right leg. My apologies for this shot. As you tip from the hip, finding that forward fold. Inhale, take a little half lift. We're pivoting around back towards your right foot, back from where you came from. Send your eye gaze forward to your books, to your blocks, to the floor, and lift that left leg up. Option to draw that left knee in, hug it in, and press it back out. Drag it in, exhale, press it back out. Or drop your hands to the earth. Maybe straightening through the inner arms, take a couple Shakti kicks, keeping that right knee bent, or keep that water pump action going. Play if you'd like, and then on the exhale, squeeze the left knee in, squeeze it against the right knee, rise up as much as you can before releasing it into chair pose. Woo! Exhale, swan dive down over your legs. Inhale, little half lift. Exhale, plant your palms and step back into plank position. Lower your knees, untuck your toes, lower your chest and your chin, scoop into your baby cobra. Exhale your forehead down to the floor, tuck your toes a little, and walk your hands back in to your baby camel. Maybe arms reach up, maybe hands come to your lower back to support, shifting the hips forward, looking across the sky. And then chin comes parallel to the floor from wherever your hands have been, up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, walk them forward. We come back into our first flow, knees, chest, and chin, scoop, baby cobra. Exhale, forehead down, tuck toes, walk it back to that camel. Inhale, arms come up. Maybe hands drop to the small of your back or they keep reaching, or perhaps you drop your hands back to your heels here. Heart reaches forward. Hands work back up. Inhale, taking them up and overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Walk them forward. Lower your knees, chest and chin. Scooping into baby cobra. We've got one more. Lower that forehead down. Tuck your toes. Press it back. Walking your hands back in. Inhale, rising up into your camel pose. Again, you know your body the best. Shift the hips forward and pause. Maybe walk your hands back to your heels. Maybe you're untucking your toes this time. Open up through the collarbones. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Take one more big ujjayi breath. Walking your hands back to the small of your back. Reach up from wherever you've been. Hands drop down to heart center. Walk them out in front of you. This time, lifting the knees and coming into plank pose. Take your last vinyasa of the practice if you'd like knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. I'll leave that up to you. Upward facing dog or baby cobra, and then downward facing dog. Lift that right leg up, opening the hip, point the toe back to the opposing glute. Maybe let the left hand lift off the floor. Maybe reach back and tap the right foot. Maybe grab a hold of it and find balance. Good job, guys. I saw that. Bring that left hand down. Scoop that right knee in. Step the right foot down. Lower the left knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, maybe you drop that right hand back to that left leg and take that little twist. Exhale, your left hand comes back to the inside of your right foot. Tap your back toes under, lift your back knee up. Now twist towards me. Exhale, taking that right hand to the outside of the right foot. Press it back up to three-legged dog. Option to open that hip this time and step back as you rock forward, taking a wild thing. Option to stay in that three-legged dog space or come to your child's pose. Do what serves you. Exhale that right hand back down to the mat. Right leg comes back in towards your chest, tight, tight, tight. Change the angle of your shin, settling it into pigeon pose. Maybe taking that beach towel and setting it underneath the right hip. Or maybe taking your book or your block, evening out the hips. Inhale, find that little half lift. Exhale, maybe you walk it into a fold. That very first figure four variation we took is a great option for this pigeon. That right ankle would just cross the left knee and then lifting the feet off the earth. One more big inhale. One more long exhale. Slowly walk the right hand back to the floor, left hand back to the floor. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee up enough to lift that right hip. Roll onto the outer edge of the right hip after you move your props and swing that left leg around in front. Both legs come forward as you lift the toes off the floor. Reach your arms. Pose. Lift your heart. Find that inhale and exhale. Now maybe the feet stay a little closer to the floor here, or maybe they stay up. As you press the palms, take a twist to the right. Bring it back to the center and take a twist to the left. Bring it back to the center, take a twist to the right. Back to the center and twist to the left. One more time each side. Twist to the right. Back to the center and twist to the left. Back to the center. Cross your right ankle over your left. Rock yourself forward or around to the center so you come into your plank position. Take your time to get there. Breathing into that little low belly zipper. Keep it tight, tight, tight. Good. Option to lower those knees to the earth if that feels more like you, or keep them lifted. You guys know how you're feeling today. Curl your fingers on the mat and lower those knees 2 inches away from the floor and walk them in towards your wrists. And walk them back out. Keep the pressure on the core. Walk those knees in towards your wrists and walk them back out. One more time. Walk those knees in or take a crow pose and walk them back out. I'll meet you back in that plank position. From your crow, if you have a shoot back practice, you can certainly take it. I'll meet you in downward facing dog as you exhale. Lift that left leg up, open the left hip, point the toe back to the opposing glute, and maybe let the right hand leave the earth. Reach back, grab the top of that foot. Maybe you find a little pressure, foot into hand, and hold. Maybe you're just whispering those fingers away from the earth. Slowly bring that right hand back to the mat. Draw that left knee in tight, tight, tight. Step the left foot down. Lower the right knee, rising to Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Now again, palms can press at heart center, Or you can keep that right arm reaching, left hand drops back to that right thigh. And then bringing that right hand back down to the earth, tuck the right toes under, lift the right knee up. Take a twist away from me. Exhale the left hand back down to the outside of the left foot. Curl the fingers, kick that left leg back up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, and maybe rocking forward, you take a wild thing, or stay in that three-legged dog pose. Now, if that wild thing starts to become a full wheel, that's fun, but be sweet to that right shoulder. Bring that right elbow and wrist in line as you start to kick it back up and out. Exhale, pull the left knee in, changing the angle of the shin, coming into pigeon pose. As you come into that pigeon pose, maybe that block or that rolled towel underneath the left hip. Inhale, the heart goes high. Exhale, maybe you find a little fold. Maybe even stacking your fists to rest your forehead on. See if you could start to slow your breathing down, slow your practice down. When you're ready, starting to walk the hands back in towards that left shin. Tuck the back toes under, lift that back knee up just enough to move anything from underneath that left hip. Rock onto your left hip, reach back for your right leg, and spin it around to the front. Finding that Navasana boat pose. Let your feet hover off the floor, maybe reaching the arms out. If you'd like a little challenge, press the palms together and take a twist over to the right. Roll onto your outer left hip and reach your legs all the way out. Maybe reach your arms all the way out. Really finding that twisted boat. You've got this. Palms press back to heart center. Again, you could stay, feet could drop low, or you could play. Twisting over to the left side with your upper body. Roll into your outer right hip. Stretch the legs out, reach the arms out, and pause. Good, keep breathing, guys. Come back to the center line. Reach back through that heart. Drop your feet to the floor. Hook your hamstrings. Keep one or both books close by your side or your yoga blocks. As you start to roll yourself all the way down onto your back. Walk your feet in very close. Tuck your tailbone under, and as you inhale, lift up to hip bridge. Interlace your fingers behind your back, perhaps, or maybe your blocks come underneath your hips. Press your arms into the floor, squeeze your glutes and hamstrings, and lift those hips skyward. Keep lots of space along the back of the neck and head. Slowly release your hands, tuck your tailbone and roll down one vertebra at a time, taking your time to get there. Open the arms out, goalpost or goddess, lift the knees, and then take both knees over to the right, but don't let them touch. Pause here. Inhale, exhale, bring them back to the center line. Take both knees over to the left side, pause. Inhale, exhale, back to the center line. Use your obliques. Both knees drop to the right. Option to extend the legs if you're feeling a little spicy today. Bend the knees, bring it back to the center line. Take it over to the left. Option to extend the legs again if you're feeling like you can really bounce it out through the right side. Back to the center line. Take it over to the right. Option to extend those legs out. Squeeze the inner thighs. And bring it back to the center line. Bend your knees, bring it back. Over to the left. Option to extend those legs. Last time, you've got this. Bend your knees, bring it in. Back to the center line you go. Drop the bottoms of the feet to the mat. This time, elbows anchored down by your sides. Fingers point up towards the ceiling. Tuck your tailbone and lift up into your hip bridge. Balance your weight across your shoulders. Center up with your left foot just a little. Draw the right knee in. Stay here. Squeeze that left glute, or start to extend that right leg up towards the ceiling. Maybe add a little point, the ball of your foot reaching up. Breathe. Squeeze that left leg to the midline. Rebend your right knee, hook it over your left. Pause. In this figure 4 hip bridge. Palms might drop down by your side. Squeeze that left glute. Roll it down, take your time. Reach through the window that appears and draw that left foot in. Figure 4 stretch. Maybe you add that right elbow to the right inner thigh and give it a little press out. And then step that left foot down, step your right foot down. Elbows bend by your sides, tuck your tailbone, rolling up and lifting. Center up with that right foot. Maybe draw that left knee in and pause. Open up through the heart. And maybe you extend it up. So if you notice your leg is drifting, take it straight up towards the ceiling. Internal rotation of both thighs. Squeeze that right glute. Pause. You've got this, my friends. We're almost to that yin portion of our practice. And then maybe crossing that left ankle over the right knee. Keep squeezing through that right side. Palms might drop down by your side in that figure 4 hip bridge. Slowly roll down one vertebra at a time, reaching through the window that appears, gathering that right foot up and finding figure 4 or reclining pigeon pose or reclining swan. Slowly step the right foot down, step the left foot down. As you zip both knees in towards the ribs, feel for your baby pose. Maybe take that little rock from side to side. As we transition into yin, this is going to be all about that surrender feeling. So keep the back of your head nice and long. Exhale, let the knees tumble down towards the mat. If it's uncomfortable to touch your feet, wrap your arms behind your knees and let your feet just dangle. Low belly zips in. Relax those shoulders. Relax the space between the eyebrows, the third eye. Maybe let your eyes close here. If you're out on your back patio, maybe put your sunglasses on. We'll find 5 more breaths in happy baby. See if you can bring that happy baby into a still space. Focusing now on getting past that muscle, out of the yang, and into the yin poses. The yin poses are prioritizing the fascia of the body. That is all of our connective tissues. Sometimes as we age or get sedentary, those connective tissues can feel like they get shrink-wrapped. So here, let's loosen them up just a little bit. Finding 2 more breaths. Take full body breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. And slowly fold your knees back together. Let the knees wiggle from side to side. Tip over towards whichever side feels best to you, lying for a moment in that modified fetal position. And then press a supportive hand down as you lift up, coming into seated. Now you'll probably be facing the short edge of your mat, but I'm going to face towards you and mirror you. Grab your blanket or your beach towel and sit high on it. Take your left leg and let your left shin come parallel to this edge of your mat. Your right leg goes on top of your left. Make sure that the ankle kind of hits the knee or the thigh. Now, if you're like me and there's a big gap that appears, that's where your book goes or your rolled towel. If there's a gap that appears underneath the bottom leg as well, feel free to add both. Finding square pose, dropping your fingers down by your sides, closing your eyes. Let your chin loll down towards your chest. See if you can relax your feet, your ankles, your knees. If you'd like a little deeper edge here, walk your hands forward, taking a prop out in front of you, and maybe coming into a forward fold. Now there are usually 2 types of yin practitioners. One is called the Black Knight. The Black Knight goes 1000% into the pose from the very first moment. And then they have a little trouble staying in the pose because they went in so fast and so hard. This might be a little type A mentality, or it might be because we just came from that yang practice. But yin is so deeply held. So if you're feeling like a Black Knight today, back off just about 30% at least. See if you can find a place you could hang out for 8 more breaths. So if that's walking it back up in just a little bit, do that. If that's sitting up nice and tall, do that. Close your eyes, soften your mouth, soften your shoulders, your toes, your lower back. Notice where your mind goes when the physical part starts to get a little challenging. If it's not feeling challenging enough, remove some of your props to deepen your edge. Now if your hands are walking forward, slowly on an inhale, coming all the way back up, take your time. Now we'll find one more little element in this square pose, and that's going to be a twist. So twisting over to your left side, you might keep the twist open, or you might press your palms together and anchor that right elbow on the bottom of your right foot. I'll leave it up to you. Breathing, releasing into that right hip. See if you can find that edge where you can surrender. Find 3 more breaths. Full body breaths in. Undoing any crunchiness in that right hip. And then from wherever that twist has been, slowly walk it back to the center line. Use your hands to help remove that right leg and that left leg. Sit back and windshield wiper them from side to side. And then nothing super fancy here, just adjust your blanket or your towel and go ahead and take that right leg parallel to this edge of the mat. Left leg stacks on top. Now you might notice on me, this side is much more open. It might be the same way for you. Or maybe if you'd like the addition of that book or that blanket, you can even straighten out this bottom leg if you'd like. Dropping your fingers down by your side, inhale. Exhale, let your head loll onto your chest. Chin gets really heavy here. Now you could stay seated upright, or you could start to walk the hands forward to deepen your edge. Feel free to bring your blocks out in front of you to walk those hands forward to touch the block. Maybe you're even coming down to your elbows, finding that additional relaxation by resting your head on something, resting the toes, the ankles, the eyes. Now that second personality type in your yin practice is called the panda. And a panda bear is going to be someone that's a little tentative to come into the pose, and that could be because of injury, it could be because of fear, or it could be because they're reaching their point of compression where that musculature stops them. Whatever the reason, if you're a panda bear, make sure you're observing that edge today. So is it a place you can feel the stretch? Not hanging into any places of hypermobility, but feeling that left hip stretch. Relaxing your ankles and your toes and your shoulders. Breathe here with me 8 times. Panda bears might go just a little deeper. Black knights might stay where you are. On the next inhale, prepare yourself to come out. Maybe that's walking the hands back in towards the shins. And we'll take one more element here. We're going to twist over to your right side. So as you take that twist, pressing the palms together. Maybe that left elbow anchors to that left foot, or maybe you stay nice and open here. Zippering in through the low belly, make sure you're twisting towards that foot that's on top. Whichever way you twisted last time, do the same here. Making sure to balance out the body for 4 breaths. Feeling that stretch in the left hip. Taking one more last exhale from wherever that twist has been, slowly walking back up and in. Use your hands to help that left leg out and the right leg out, and windshield wiper it from side to side. We're gonna turn once again to hands and knees and keep that blanket close, and perhaps one of your blocks very close. As you come to tabletop position, we'll work through a few cat-cows, or if there's something else that feels good, do that instead. Just getting a little range of motion into that yin practice. And then placing the blanket or the towel under your knees, take that right leg out and behind, press back into the heel and really stretch that calf muscle. Zipper the low belly and maybe walk your fingers forward to get an even deeper stretch. Beautiful work, my friends. Walking those hands back in, spin that right leg around to the side so it steps to the outside of the right pinky finger. Now you might rock it forward and back a few times as we come into this dragon series. The right toes wing out just slightly, bringing your hands onto the block or the floor. Maybe tucking the back toes under, moving that back knee back if you need a little more love here. Maybe walking down onto your elbows or elbows and making a stack with your fist, resting your head on something. Close your eyes, soften your jaw, your tongue, your teeth. Option to roll onto the outer edge of that right foot if it feels like you. Dropping in here for 8 breaths. Could you find a section in your body that needs a little more oxygen, a little more airflow? Bring your awareness into that section now. For the next 3 breaths, I want you to envision that part of your body in your mind's eye. Sending that breath into wherever it is. Maybe it's your shoulders. Maybe it's your ankles or your jaw. Or your jankles. I almost said jankles. Good. Take 3 more breaths. This little wing dragon variation. And then walking your right hand under your right shoulder and your left hand under your left shoulder. Start to walk your way back up. You might grab your second block, or keep both hands on the inside of that right leg as you hinge back into a half split. Now, if you're taking your full split in this place, maybe you walk here first, centering up through that right leg, squeezing that left hip in a little, release the back toes, and just find your forward fold. This would be coming into that half monkey god pose, relaxing the toes because it's yin, rounding through the back. Or if you'd like, you could slide that right leg forward and take a full split here. You have your props on either side of you, so if you want, you can utilize them to help prop up your full split. When we're all together again, maybe we'll just do a whole workshop on splits. That would be so much fun. Breathe into the hamstring, into the neck, into the jaw. And if you're not feeling that edge, come a little deeper, whatever that means for you. Find 8 more breaths. Envision in your mind the muscle lengthening on the inhale, the muscle softening on the exhale as you get past that muscle and into the connective tissue. On the next inhale, start to recover, rising back up, walking the hands forward and back a few times, re-bending the right knee, and then bending into that left knee a little deeper and straightening the right leg out and switch. Go slow. And then when you're ready, move that right hand to the inside of the right foot and swing it around and back, coming to tabletop, knees on the blanket or the towel. Take a big sway from side to side with those hips. Step back through that left foot, tuck the toes, really reaching the hands forward, hugging that low belly in, really stretch back with that calf muscle. Calves are one of those things that tend to get so tight and we don't even notice them. And then centering up and starting to sweep that left foot to the outside of the left pinky finger, bringing your yoga block into play. Maybe you walk it forward and back a few times. Maybe you know you're going to tuck the back toes under and move that knee back. Make sure that the towel or the blanket is still supporting. Rolling onto the outer edge of that left foot perhaps. And walking your elbows down to the earth. Or maybe to your block or your prop. Maybe stacking the hands and resting your head on something. I'll be here with you breathing, don't worry. If you feel you could roll onto the outer edge of that left foot and take the knee in the same direction as the ankle and the toes, feel free to do so. And then find that edge, that place you can drop in. I always like to say the edge is like when you buy a ticket to the Grand Canyon. You want to see the Grand Canyon, but you don't want to fall into the Grand Canyon. More than ever, be kind to yourself right now. Let's take 8 breaths together. Remember my panda bears, maybe move a little deeper to your edge. My black knights, maybe stay where you are. No pinching or piercing sensations. Have that surrender moment with yourself, relaxing the shoulders, the toes, the mouth, the eyebrows. And then walk the left hand under the left shoulder, the right hand under the right shoulder. Maybe you start to wiggle forward and back a few times. Again, maybe you grab both of those blocks. Centering up with that left leg between your hands if you'd like, or keeping both hands on the inside of that left leg. We'll come into that half split. Inhale, take your heart high, and then exhale, finding your variation of that half split. Make sure your back knee is really comfortable here. So there's a lot of yummy, gooey stuff in that knee. That's your bursa. Make sure that none of that bursa or any of those lubricating little liquid spaces in your kneecap are in contact with the wooden floor, your lanai, or anything else. Relax your toes and maybe drop in just a little deeper. You can move into your full split here if you have that in your yin practice. Or you can be like me, just kind of squaring through the hips, enjoying that massive stretch. And then as you drop in, as you melt, could you get past that muscle? Could you convince your brain to turn off that response that makes you want to tense, that makes you want to control? Just come into that sensing, that feeling. Lock yourself into the present moment by observing your breath for 7 more inhales and exhales. Slowly walking the hands back in, take your time. Let's move a little forward and back, starting to bring some of that blood flow back. And when you're ready, both of the hands come to the inside of that left foot. Take that left knee around to the side and bring it back in line with the right knee. Hug the low belly in and sway, or take a cat-cow here. Shifting that right hip over to the earth. Move your blanket out of the way. Spin your legs forward, moving your books, keeping your strap close by your side. Hook your hamstrings and maybe taking that towel, making a little neck roll with it. Slowly roll yourself all the way down onto your back. Whatever you have for a strap works just great. As you elongate the leg, loop that strap around the right foot and send it up towards the sky. Slide your hands down the strap and just find that relaxation moment here. Close your eyes. Maybe you're using your yogi peace fingers around your big toe. Maybe you're starting to get that foot just a little closer to your face. Relax all of the shoulder muscles, the neck muscles. Closing your eyes if they're not already closed. Relax your toes. We'll find 5 more breaths right here. Come to your edge, these last 2 inhales and exhales, whatever that might be. And then fold that right knee in towards your chest. Set your strap off to the side if it's not already there. Slide the right leg long. Hug the left knee in. Loop that strap under your left foot and send it up towards the ceiling. Relax shoulders, slide your hands down your strap or your bathrobe belt, or maybe it's just a tie you got from the closet. Maybe you're using your yogi peace fingers to hook those big toes. Wherever you are, drop in. See if you can relax that left foot and breathe. Head is supported, neck is supported. Take 5 more breaths here with me. For all my hypermobile friends, make sure you're staying safe through the backs of the knees. And in these last few breaths, maybe move to your edge, whatever that might be. Remember, not falling in the Grand Canyon, just seeing how beautiful it is. Bending your left knee, sliding that left leg long, open the arms and legs out to the sides, move your strap out of the way for Pentacle pose. It's almost like you're making a snow angel on the ground. Arms and legs are so wide. This will be our very last yin posture. Close your eyes. Start to breathe full body breaths here. Notice the spaces of your body that are touching the floor or the earth or the ground. Start to direct your breathing into those spaces. Ask yourself if you could soften them. Ask yourself if you could surrender here. Like delicious ice cream on a hot pavement, could you melt? you'd like to take your Shavasana like this, stay in Pentacle pose. Or if you'd like to bend your knees and windshield wiper them from side to side, bringing the bottoms of the feet to the mat, or using a prop under the knees, or perhaps open the knees out to the side for a reclining butterfly to take your Shavasana today. However you're finding your relaxation, go there now. Allow each breath to be a little easier than the one before. Letting your body relax fully. Releasing any ujjayi breathing that has lingered. Letting your body fill with oxygen on the inhale and fully empty on the exhale. Drawing your mind and awareness back to those waves on the ocean. Inhale, the crest of the wave, it swells. Exhale, the wave crashes on the shore. Inhale, the wave swells, foamy, frothy. Exhale, the wave crashes on the shore, eating up the sand, and then pulled back out again. The inhale rises, the exhale crashes in a constant rhythm. Very slowly, starting to wiggle your fingers and toes. The inhale brings awareness back to the body. The exhale, you start to make big movements, rolling the shoulders and the head from side to side. Drawing the knees back in from wherever they've been. Maybe drawing the knees into the chest. Maybe taking that big stretch in two opposite directions. Curling over to your favorite side and meeting in your sweet seat, your half lotus or your full lotus. I'll meet you there. Pressing palm against palm, lifting your heart into your thumbs, dipping your chin down in acknowledgement of your practice today. A last hour well spent. My name is Megan. It's been my absolute honor to guide you through this yang and yin practice today. Hopefully you felt the fire and the edge. Thank you for being with me. Namaste.